Okay, I know you all guys have come to become the armed forces officer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And some of you, for some of you, I know it must have been a dream.
Yes, sir.
It must have been a mission of their life.
Yes, sir.
Okay? But some of you have come because they are looking for another job opportunity. And some of you may have come here because your friends are applying for the armed forces. Why not you should also try your luck? Okay? There are different categories of people. But let me tell you with my own experience, guys who have made it a mission in their life, guys who have made it a dream in their life, and guys who have the passion for this dream, and guys who are ready to do any sacrifice for this dream, and those who are going to act to achieve their dream are the ones who get success. Do you have the passion for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I can tell you certain things which you've got to keep in mind. If you want to become an armed forces officer, you have to reorient your life. You have to realign yourself to achieve this dream. How do you reorient? How do you realign yourself for this dream?
Download the SSB SureShot app from Google Play Store to access courses for written exams like NDA, CDS and AFCAT. You can also find courses for SSB Personality Development and Spoken English. Apply the coupon code SIGNUP15 to get 15% off on your first purchase. Call us on 725-930-7111 for any queries.
I'll simply give you an example of a boxer. A boxer, if he wants to become a champion, what all does he have to do? Anybody boxer here? Look at him. So imagine the kind of routine he has to set for himself, the kind of practice he has to do, the kind of goals he has to set for himself, the kind of knowledge about the boxing he has to have, the kind of footwork, the kind of opponent's strategy and stamina, physical fitness he has to build for himself. He got to virtually live like a boxer. You agree or not?
Yes, sir.
So are you ready to live like an army officer?
Yes, sir.
So that is what is required from you. The first and foremost thing to become an armed forces officer is love your dream or love the armed forces. Let me tell you, if you love the armed forces, automatically you'll acquire a little more knowledge about it. Automatically you will study more about it. You will watch the movies related to the armed forces. You will watch the news about the armed forces. You will try and gain every knowledge about this thing, like an athlete about the athletics, like a boxer about the boxing. If you think you can just get that without anything, then I'm sorry, dreams are not achieved like that. If you do not have a passion for it, do you think you can achieve it? So guys sometimes used to tell me, I used to ask them in the interview, so he will display that he has got a lot of passion, armed forces has been his childhood dream. But if I can see him 15 kg overweight, do you think I will trust him?
No, sir.
As simple as that. So if you have the dream for the armed forces, better start your own self-discipline. Better get self-motivated. Better start getting yourself into the shape. Being always physically fit. Try and start knowing all about the armed forces. And in fact, I will tell you, sometimes the changes come from the outside. Like the boxer, like the athletics who live like a boxer, you got to also change your physical appearance. When you walk, think like that an army officer is walking. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And your, in fact, haircut, look at his haircut. Certain guys are already dressed like an armed forces officer. If you dress like an armed forces officer, if you behave like an armed forces officer, if you conduct yourself as an armed forces officer like a gentleman, obviously the changes will be very faster. So the only thing which I am telling you today, because your course is going to start from today, that please realign yourself. Please reorient yourself. And they say, there is a famous saying, fake it till you make it. And it's absolutely true, let me tell you. Everything you achieve in this life is twice. once in your mind. We all have done that. I had become an armed forces officer before I even applied for. Similarly, it happens with most of us. And likewise, you got to think like an armed forces officer and become one in your mind. And let me tell you, the physical changes will gradually come into you. And you'll start self-motivating, you'll start leading a disciplined life like an armed forces officer. Are you ready to do that sacrifice?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to keep yourself physically fit?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to conduct yourself and behave yourself as an armed forces officer?
Yes, sir.
Then nothing can stop you. Let me tell you this. All those who had this dream of becoming an armed forces officer early in their life, say in their teens or in their 6th, 7th, 8th, let me tell you, they have already groomed themselves to a great extent as an armed forces officer. For them, the journey is going to be easy and more pleasant. Those who have just come, taking it as a part of the profession or another job opportunity will take a lot of time, but yet they can also become. Okay? Let me tell you, I'm here to make you realize your dream, and you can do that. You can realize your dream, provided you follow our instructions and you follow a disciplined life the way we want you to live. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, with that, I wish you a wonderful luck, a great time ahead, and I'm sure that your life is going to transform in this next 12 days. Mark my words. I will leave no stone unturned from my side. Rest is in your hand. Okay? Ultimately, it is you who got to do the job, finally. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, and God bless you, and looking for a very eventful and very critical and very wonderful time ahead together. And let me tell you, we can surmount all obstacles. God bless you and all the best. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.